yourself.
This is
Nova's Jodie and Hazy.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. Hey, if you're into movies that are a little bit blue, but mum and dad have set up a little filter where you can't get through, well, just check out Britney Spears on Instagram.
I thought there were rules and regulations surrounding nudity and suggestive behaviour, but if you're famous enough, apparently you can skirt around the outside.
Yeah, and there's one particular photo, and trust me, you'll know it when you get to it. Yeah, good time with it.
Let's enjoy the podcast.
Let's do this.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. I just got valuable info.
This is so juicy.
Jodie's Juice.
Well, the first trailer for Wonka, which is a prequel to Roald Dahl's beloved Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Do you know what a prequel is, Andrew?
A prequel. It's when you have a couple of drinks before you actually go to that. I know what a prequel is. Gosh, you think I'm so stupid, don't you?
No, I don't. I just like to have fun.
Well, go on, just for the sake of it. What is it?
No, it's given us a look at Oscar nominee Timothée Chalamet in the lead role. So the June and Call Me By Your Name actor stars as a young version of Willy Wonka, the eccentric chocolate mogul, before he opens his factory. Take a listen to the trailer.
You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds all right, doesn't it?
You know, watch that.
Perhaps not. No, because
so-
that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's gear just, like, it's up there with Wizard of Oz for me. Just weird stuff where you get trapped in places you don't want to be. You know, like Kansas and a factory that's full of chocolate and little people.
Yeah.
You know?
Go the Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. Anyway. Juicy.
Martin Brundle's grid walks have become a key piece of entertainment on the F1 grid before every race. And so basically he forces his way through the crowd, chatting to drivers and celebrities in several minutes of unbridled chaos. Think the F1 version of Channel 7's Roaming Brian in the rooms after the game. So over the years, he's had countless snubs from celebrities. The latest one is model Cara Delevingne. Here he is trying to have a chat with her, and she's like, can't hear you.
We've got Cara Delevingne here. We'll see if we can... she doesn't want to talk, but everybody needs to talk on the grid. That's the deal now. Everybody talks on the grid. Can we have a quick chat, Sky F1? Good to see you on the grid. He said, well, the deal is everybody has to speak on the grid, but, hey.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, all right, well, I'm sure it would have been extremely interesting.
Whack. What a finish. He had enough by the end of it. Just went, yeah.
And then people blew up on social media and having a crack at her, being like, oh, you're too cool to have a chat and all this sort of stuff. And then there was another famous musician who ran up to that guy and grabbed him and hugged him.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah.
But there was someone really famous, I don't think it was that long ago, like extremely famous, who went up to him and was like, I love this.
Oh,
it's
really?
so good.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I don't know it intently, but I think you're supposed to talk on the grid. Like it's part of when you go up there, just know that he might be coming.
No, well,
and it's a massive compliment.
Cara's just given it that.
Cara, no good.
Juicy. Let's talk about Britney Spears.
Oh my gosh. Britney. Such a wholesome, stable character. How is she? How's she been?
Going well. Yeah, it's doing really well. She's going to release her tell-all memoir, The Woman in Me, on the 24th of October, the publisher has announced.
Oh, boy.
Apparently it'll be a brave and astonishingly moving story about freedom, fame, motherhood, survival, faith and hope, according to a press release.
Yeah.
Guess how much she was paid for this memoir?
Oh, money's not an issue for Britney.
No. Well, I don't know. Her dad had control of it for a very long time, so maybe it is an issue.
The conservatorship.
Yep. What is it?
Conservatorship.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Upwards of 20 million?
$15 million.
$15 million.
Yeah. However, because I wanted to research this little subject, I am now entrapped in the vortex that is Britney's Instagram page. And I've seen things on there. What is it? And my overwhelming writing emotion with this one is, Mum, stop. Stop dancing around in your bikini bottoms and your little top with your white cowboy boots on. Stop flicking your hair around because you're our mum.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So what about as well the photo that you showed me before, which is very much not suitable for work? It was just a genuine close shot of her breasts. Like, Mum, what are you doing?
You Imagine my kid's response if I just posted on my Instagram page.
You should do it just for a bit of a laugh.
Just in my bra, going like that. Can you imagine what my children would say?
Oh, I'm not sure. Something along the lines of this.
Juice.
You reckon the kids would be down with it?
No.
Put the jubblies away.
And then they go to school and there's a little kid called Erwin going, gee, saw your mum's jugglies on the Instagram.
And your kid's like, Erwin, we know, okay? Let's give it a rest. Oh, there you go. That was Jodie's juice. Thank you very much.
It's Jodie's Jugs this morning.
Whatif.com helps Aussies make the most out of every trip.
Book a hotel, flight, late checkout and spa all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump on the Whatif app and get started.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
We promised you something huge, RE Nova's Handball Blitz.
Handball Blitz. Handball Blitz.
Oh, Nova's Handball Blitz. Are you feeling that positive energy that's really starting to brew?
Yeah, it's like a slow burn and a build up to what's going to be an epic grand final.
Yeah, it's giving me a rash.
Is it? Where about?
Like on the back of my neck.
Oh, well, I mean, in terms of rashes, it's probably not a bad place to get one.
Yeah, I can't see it. So out of sight, out of mind, all that type of stuff. Nova's Handball Blitz, the biggest competition in South Australia. We've got some big news, Joe. It's some really, really big news. We've been building up to this for a long, long time.
Yes.
Handball Blitz Grand Final. Can you tell us exactly where and when this absolute spectacular is going to happen?
Okay. I want everyone to shut their eyes and think of the biggest and the best venue in Adelaide, South Australia for sporting events.
Hey, would you like a drum roll?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go.
Today we can announce that the Handball Blitz Grand Final will be played at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, well done. Well done.
In front of thousands of people. It's going to be at the Port Adelaide, a GWS game, which will be huge as well, on Sunday, August 13. And you've got to be in it to win it, Andrew
You've
Hayes.
got to be in it to win it. Do yourself a favour, Ryan. Do you think you're a champion? Well, jump on the Nova Player, register your details. So if you do win as well, I mean, wouldn't it just launch into a different stratosphere? We're talking a big old giant trophy, which you'd take to school and show all your friends.
Yeah.
But here's the big kicker. $1,000 cash. $1,000 cash.
There's going to be some primary school kid walking around Adelaide, South Australia, just with like 1,000 large in his back pocket or
in
her back
50s,
pocket.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Imagine taking that to primary school. That's pretty good.
Man, and just like at recess, just getting the cash and just throwing it in the air, like making it rain.
Not as trustworthy, though, when you're at public school that every one of your mates is going to give back the 50s that they found. Hey guys, I got 900 back.
Yeah.
There's 250s missing.
Now, of course, this would not be possible without the good people at McGain Real Estate. And they are absolute legends. They are all about local and they are making this happen.
Yeah, McGain Real Estate, massive supporters of local, making a difference all over SA. So if you're selling your home, trust McGain. What I'm going to enjoy as well is just the build-up, like the pre-handball competition, the pre-grand final spectacular, we'll call it. And the two participants as well, we can tell you this, are going to have their own theme music.
Yes.
As they walk out, as they're getting introduced to the herds of people at Adelaide Oval.
In their robes.
In their robes. It's not a boxing match, ladies and gentlemen, but it might turn that way. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Your theme song that's going to fire you up, what would you walk out to?
I think you know the answer to this question without even asking me.
Yeah, I think I do.
The theme song to my life.
Yeah, I think it's this. That's not it. It's this. Oh, here she comes. Here comes Jodes. Ready to just absolutely dominate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that puts you in the zone, doesn't it?
Can I ask you what you're walking out to?
Yeah, I'm going to go to this. I'm going to keep it nice and local. Because then straight away, you've got the crowd on your side.
Yeah.
It's like, that's such an Aussie song.
Yeah.
Even though they're both Aussies. I like this guy. It's all psychological, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's all about psychological warfare.
Take a sip of your coffee. Settle into your seats. It makes me feel so good. This is Adelaide's Jodie and Hazy. I'm right here where I want to be. There ain't nobody stopping me. On Nova.
We just mentioned a brekkie buffet in that little opener there, and have I got a story about the best breakfast buffet on the planet for you a little later in the show in What the Fork.
There you go. Well, you've got me hooked.
Haven't I?
Thank you very much. I was off at 7:30 too.
Do you know what else has got me hooked? This sunrise this morning.
Isn't that gorgeous? I'm a bloke who doesn't notice the finer things in life.
No.
But even I can appreciate this.
And it is the prequel to what is going to be a beautiful day right across Adelaide. Sunny and 17 degrees. Perfect school holiday weather. Thank you very much.
Yes. And on top of that as well, we are just, armed with so many prizes.
Yes.
What about Maddie from Seaford Rise just before picking up some beer and barbecue tickets?
Oh, off you go, Maddie. You
Just
and
from
three
calling
mates.
through. Good on you. Good stuff there, Maddie. Adelaide Beer and Barbecue Festival. Celebrate beers, barbecue music, July 14 to 16 Adelaide Show. Go and get your tickets. beerandbarbecuefest.com.au. It's happening on Friday.
Do you reckon Maddie's going to take his miso?
I'm going to Beer and Barbecue Fest. Why do you assume that we're such knockabout lads, all us boys going to Beer and Barbecue Festival?
Because you're the only benchmark that I've got to go by, and I know what you're like. What a big show we got coming up.
Yes. Looking forward as well. We need to speak about Nova's Cash or the Car. This is where we put you in a bit of a tricky situation, a fun situation nonetheless. You need to make a decision. Do you take a share of $10,000 instant cash, or do you put yourself in the draw for an MG valued at $20,000?
What a very nice vehicle the MG is too, if you don't mind.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it just full of swag? All right, so the drill is you're listening out for this song. Bit of Tiesto, 10:35. That's going to play before 9 o'clock. When you hear it, quick sticks, 13 24 10. Be the first call through and have a crack at this thing.
It's a little confusing when you say a song about 10:35 is going to play before 9 o'clock, but nonetheless, we will all get our heads around it.
Yeah, a bunch of numbers and all those sorts of things. Take charge and get into Hamilton MG. 2 locations, Brighton and Morphettvale. Search Hamilton MG. I mean, we've got some passes as well to go see Her Majesty, the Queen rock show as part of Glenelg Winter Arts Festival just by being an awesome call. It's all happening.
I thought you were going to say we got tickets to go and see Her Majesty the Queen. I was thinking that's not going to happen. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, I know, dull show.
What time's she coming?
Am I right? Hey, Joe, it's coming up next as well. We need to talk about some backhanded compliments.
You told me you got one yesterday,
Yeah,
and I
good
can't
one.
wait. You haven't told me yet, but I can't wait to hear it.
I mean, for example, if I was to say to you, I love your outfit today, Richie Benno would be proud. Is that a backhanded compliment?
Because I'm wearing top-to-toe cream,
Yes.
and I'm walking into the studio this morning thinking how long before Hazy says, "Oh, are you opening the bowling for the Ashes in the next verse?" And there it is.
It took about 35 minutes, and here we are.
Whatif.com helps Aussies make the most out of every trip.
Book a hotel, flight, late checkout and spa all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump on the Whatif app and get started.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
You've noticed as well this week, Jodes, that I've walked in with quite the strut in my step because I've got this real fancy new haircut. And you kept your compliments to yourself, but I know you're thinking some good things.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, what?
I didn't even notice you had a haircut.
How very dare you? I noticed your cream blazer this morning because you channeled your inner Richie Benno, but you didn't even notice my haircut.
No. I did volunteer to braid your hair for you on Friday night because I've got some spare mermaid hair that was sent from the Gold Coast down to our house. That's a long story, but anyway.
Yeah, busy with that broken arm. Couldn't make it, unfortunately. So I'm at the age now, and off the back of Jennifer Aniston, we spoke about this last week, and backhanded compliments.
Oh, yes.
And just, are you more sensitive to it the older you get, do you reckon?
Oh, I think so, because people keep saying to her, "You look good, ... for your age."
For your age.
And she finds that offensive.
Which is a massive backhanded compliment. So get involved nice and early. 13 24 10. Your backhanded compliments that you've copped recently. And just how well or poorly does it sit with you? During this haircut as a youngster. Youngster. How old am I? Oh, my God. Them bloody youngsters. He would have been 18 or 19. I'm not going to say exactly where it was. It was at the Brickworks. Because it is a really, really good barber. And I go there regularly. And I'll be back. Really, really good stuff.
Okay.
But he said, "What do you want?" And I said, "Oh, look, just trim up the sides, a little bit off the top." And he looked at me, and he wasn't being a smart ass. He said, don't worry. I'll take 10 years off you." Oh, no. I went straight away. The radar went off.
Yeah.
It must be when you hit sort of 30, 35, you got this radar, you go, hang on, are you trying to take the piss out of me?
Yeah.
And I said to him, without being a smart ass as well, I said, "Well, how old do you think I am?" And he said, "Oh, this is a big test." Because if he says like early 30s or mid 30s, then We're fine. He said, I don't know, 42, 43. And there's nothing wrong.
What is he? Added 6 years, 6 years.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being 42, 43.
No.
Unless you're 38.
Yeah.
So then I said to him, well, how about you give me a haircut that makes me look my age?
Yeah.
He didn't quite understand what was going on. We had a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
He did give me a good haircut, but I did walk out with a bit of a strut in the step because I knew I had a good haircut, but also going, hang on, you've just got a nice haircut for an old bloke.
Yeah.
It's backhanded compliments can really rip into your heart.
So when we were on holidays last week, we went to a place called Betty's Burgers. And sitting
She does good work, Betty, doesn't she?
Sitting there.
Shout out to Betty.
Sitting there it was one of the best burgers I've ever had, actually. Anyway, we're sitting there and the music was too loud.
Oh, no.
And so I Karen'd it right up. And I went up and I was ordering my food not from Betty herself. But I said, I don't know how you can hear yourself thinking here. And the guy behind the counter goes, I said, I'm sorry to be a Karen. He goes, oh, look at you. You're far too young to be a Karen.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if it's backhanded or not, Andrew. Was it backhanded? I don't know.
He went out the back. He was like, what about the old duck at the front? And I said to her, she looks young, and she bought it. 13, 24, 10. Your backhanded compliments. Good morning, Kirsty from Oakton.
Good morning, guys.
What have you got?
Well, I was basically at work the other day, and a client came in and they said, your hair looks very different, doesn't it? Did you do something to it? And I said, the usual, I washed it and laughed. And they basically said, yeah, I like it. And I'm like thinking, okay, is she actually telling me that normally my hair looks like
awful.
crap?
Yeah.
Or, for once I've actually done something with it. Have I actually put some effort in? I don't know. I mean, people pay you compliments nowadays. I think we take sarcasm way better than an actual compliment. We just can't handle it.
That is
it's like,
absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm so with you, Kirsty. I was like, Betty Burgers, man, just be sarcastic to me.
Yeah.
That I know how to take.
That's a big one, though, as well. So if you give someone a compliment, then straight away, you're probably like Kirsty, and you go, well, were you saying I wasn't looking good before?
I know.
Is that what you're saying?
Because that's what we do as humans.
You just overanalyze things.
If you say to someone, have you lost weight? And then you can see them in their heads. They're going, what, did you think I was big before?
Oh,
you know
okay.
What I mean? Yeah, all right. Righto.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hazy's on Miss Daisy.
Welcome to Wacky Wednesday, a.k.a. Hump Day Wednesday, the part of the week we go, I'm on the right track, just got to power through from here. Let's inject you with a bit of knowledge for On This Daisy. 12th of July, let's go back to 95, Enrique Iglesias releases his first album, Enrique Iglesias.
Brilliant. What a brainstorming meeting that was.
Yeah, and then there was that time that Enrique endorsed tighter fitting condoms. And everyone was like, what does that mean?
What do you mean?
About what's going on downstairs.
I don't understand that.
True story. 100% a true story. There are some things you want to put your name to as a product.
Yeah.
And there are some things that you don't.
God.
Enrique really revealed a lot about himself on that day.
I reckon that happened in the same meeting when they said, let's call your album Enrique Iglesias. And also, you should endorse that.
Yeah, he went, okay, well, it makes sense. And they were like, really? 96, Michael Jordan signs an NBA contract with the Chicago Bulls for 1 year for $30.1 million. Bear in mind, I said 1996. There was some sort of story as well that when he came back and he was number 45 and then he re-signed again for a $23 million contract. And they're like, wow, it's a lot of money. And he said, well, you're lucky I changed my number back to 23 and didn't keep it at 45.
So true.
Yeah, how good. 2018, Sandra Oh is the first woman to be nominated for an Emmy Award in a leading role for Killing Eve.
Oh, have you watched that show?
No.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't really get my head around it.
Okay. 2018, Mission Impossible Fallout, starring Tom Cruise, premieres in Paris. Do you know Tom Cruise endorses?
What?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I'd probably do the same thing if I was Tom. Number one song on July 12th in 1998 was Goo Goo Dolls by Iris.
Oh.
Absolute classic.
It's really nice, isn't it?
What the fork?
What the fork?
The fork is happening.
Welcome back.
This is where we raise some serious life questions. We tackle all the issues that you look at in every day and you go, what is that? Why?
I mean, some people wouldn't tackle them because they're too dangerous.
No.
They're too peculiar.
Yeah. Exactly right. Well, we're going there today.
And you take them head on.
Yeah. Okay, let me preface this story by saying normally I make my kids eat pretty healthy food, right? However, on holidays, which we have recently been, all bets are off and we just take that little food pyramid and we tip her upside down.
You flip it up.
So she's fats and sugars first.
Yeah, it's like a upside down pear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to what can only be described as the best buffet in the world on the Goldie. So we were staying at the Star Residences at the casino there, and it's called the Harvest Buffet. If you ever get the chance to take your kids, just to see the sheer look on their face is incredible. So we walk in straight away. They make a beeline for the Nutella fountain. It's basically a chocolate fountain.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah. They've also got an ice cream machine. So some real sizzler vibes about this buffet.
So I was just thinking, I was like, why am I getting these beautiful flashbacks from my childhood?
I know.
Sizzler.
But because it's a buffet, they cater for everyone. So there's the Asian selection as well.
Yeah.
So at one stage, I look over at my 10-year-old and she's sitting there. On her plate is a marshmallow stick dipped in Nutella. She's holding onto an ice cream cone, just...
Yep.
But then next to all of that was a plate of fried rice.
Yeah. That's the combination you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's a balanced meal, in
Isn't
my
it?
opinion.
Yeah. You got your sugars, you got your carbs,
Yeah.
and you've got your sweetness and your spices.
So I'm disgusted in myself as a parent for allowing this to unfold. But I thought, we're on holidays. It's the real variety pack vibes about it, and not the variety pack that you get for your kids with the just right in it. We're talking the Cocoa Pops, Fruit Loops.
Yep.
So I let it go through to the keeper, all right? But then I drew the line at one point when I looked at the woman sitting next to me at the table, and she had been to the Asian buffet and collected herself some steamed pork dumplings.
Beautiful for breakfast.
But she was dipping it in one of those little mango yogurt compote things. Is that compote, compote, whatever? She was dipping her dim sims in yogurt for breakfast.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Come on.
It just goes. I mean, there's things that should not go together. For example, if it's like, oh, who do you go for? Someone goes, I go for the Crows, but I also go for Port.
Oh, I do
no,
that.
you can't do that.
No, I do.
You can't do that.
I
You've
like
gotta
them
choose.
both. I like them both to win.
Oh my gosh.
That's vastly different from putting your dim sims in some yogurt with mango.
You're mixing your sweets and your savouries. Come on. I saw a trend the other day on TikTok, I think it was. And they're like, oh, here's a new trend. You get an Oreo McFlurry and you get 2 hash browns. And you put the Oreo McFlurry in the middle. It's delicious.
Oh.
It is actually quite delicious.
You tried it?
No, well, I've done chips in ice cream.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting, but also whatever.
Yeah.
Someone
had annoyed me that day.
We're not food shaming here this morning. That's not the purpose of this. But
No, let's food shame. Abby.
Do you have an unusual food combination that you like to put together? 13 24 10, or send us a text 0400 919 919.
See, the one that I can't work out as well, I'm not sure if this is still a thing, but it was a good couple of years ago where chocolate infused with chili.
Ooh.
Chili chocolate was a thing.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very odd.
I don't want my chocolate to be spicy at all.
No!
Yeah.
You like your chocolate to be sweet like you, don't you, Dal?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Let's go to Michelle from Meadows. Your food combinations, Dal.
Oh, look, that's hurt my soul as well. I will put... well, anything in bread. But honestly, I'll make a sandwich out of anything.
Really?
But like ham and cheese with like Doritos and maybe like dip it in sauce. Like, it's gross, but it's so good.
Yeah, okay.
But
So,
I think my kids have taken after.
yeah, wow.
They use on the weekend fairy bread.
You've lost me at Doritos in your sandwich, Michelle. I'm
So
sorry.
good.
Oh,
No.
So what, are you mixing though? So fairy bread is a genuine mixture of savoury and sweet. When you're putting stuff in your sandwich, Michelle, is it purely savouries together or will you sort of mix it up? Could you throw in a bit of chocolate sauce into your...
Oh, no. No.
no, she's not that sick.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Yeah, I'm the
Well, my
sicko.
kids will, but no. They did fairy bread licorice in like a dip egg.
Oh.
It was gross, but I let it go.
Oh, my God, Michelle, thank you. Thank you, I think. Let's go to Louise from Gawler. Hey, Louise, what's your weird food combo?
As a child, I used to have sardines on toast and then I'd have a chocolate nut sundae afterwards.
Oh, gosh. Imagine the absolute battle that was happening in your stomach afterwards.
Oh,
Sardines
delicious.
swimming around in the chocolate sundae.
It's just like little fish in Louise's guts going, no, not the chocolate sauce again.
So, was that your childhood, did you say, Louise? Do you still do that?
Yes, yep, every morning.
What?
You still do it
You
now?
still do it?
No, every morning as a child,
Oh,
not now.
Oh, thank
I
goodness.
don't think my body could cope with that now.
No. All right.
Your stomach matures a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks, Louise. Cindy from Golden Grove. What the fork are you putting together?
Pineapple fritters and gravy.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting one. Because
It's amazing.
the pineapple part, of course, is very sweet, but the fried element turns into a bit of a savoury, and then gravy goes pretty well on most things.
Has to be a good thick gravy, like a Maggi thick gravy. It just can't be runny gravy. It's got to be good gravy as well.
Yeah, there's rules.
Where are you purchasing this from, your pineapple fritters with gravy?
Either I go the local fish and chip shop, but I actually started it at Red Rooster because you used to get a pineapple fritter in a pack with gravy, and I thought, this might work.
I'm onto something here.
I love it. You would go in there as well, Cindy, and they'd go, we got one! We got one! Someone's getting a pineapple fritter.
Oh, my God. That's like those deep-fried bananas that you get at Chinese restaurants.
Yes. Yeah, it's a
Yuck.
very acquired taste.
Keisha from Woodville. Good morning. Take us
Morning,
home with this
guys.
one. What are you putting together?
When I went to school with a kid who would rock up to recess and he'd have a little tub of sauce, tomato sauce, and he would have diced up watermelon and stick the watermelon in the tomato sauce and eat it. That was his
the one.
recess.
Yep, that's the one. Oh, my very goodness.
He would have it every day. He would live off it. He loved it so much, and it'd always be tomato sauce.
Oh,
Tomato sauce goes well on most things because it does actually have a lot of sugar in it, but that's just... I mean, did this kid have any friends at all?
He did.
He did. Right. Oh, you still mates, Keisha?
I haven't spoken to him for a couple of years.
Yeah. Oh, Liz.
He flew off the handle.
Yeah. It's a watermelon tomato sauce kid. We're not speaking to him. Oh, thank you so much.
I've just had a message from a friend of mine who wants me to ask Jodie something.
Yeah.
She said that her girlfriend, who grew up in Tasmania, has pasta with milk and sugar on it and butter. And she said, is this just a Tasmania thing, or did you guys have this growing up? And I said, that's filthy, and never message me again. But was that a Tasmanian thing?
I'm telling you right now, Abby, the Tasmanians, they love it. The
Who?
Tasmanian aliens. The Tasmanians. You guys love it.
Aliens.
What a combo. That's
okay.
disgusting.
All right, that is so offensive to think that just because we're from Hobart, we like pasta and sugar and milk. But I can confirm I did have it as a child.
Hey, Keisha, congratulations. We've got a little school holiday pack for you.
Thank you, guys.
Very good stuff. Catch Transformers, Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Barbie, more at Reading Cinemas, West Lakes and Elizabeth. And keep the text coming through as well, 0400 919 919. Some strange food combinations.
Weird, isn't it?
Bunch of sickos. Jugs, what have I said since day dot, since the first moment that we started doing this show? What have I always said?
It is what it is, but it isn't what it isn't.
That, and also...
What?
You can't trust escalators in Bangkok.
Oh, I know. You've always said that.
And we can't stress that enough here at Nova. Oh, you've just got to be so careful. What about this? And this is quite graphic, so just be a little bit
Well,
more...
you be a little bit careful, please, if it's graphic.
Yeah, I know. Well, it sort of mixes in with what I thought was always a bit of an urban myth.
Okay.
But this has come true. A Thai woman lost her leg when it became stuck in a moving walkway at a Bangkok airport. One of those escalators which, if you're feeling a little bit lazy or maybe you've got heaps of luggage, you jump on there, you get a bit of a free lift.
So one of the flat ones, not one going up, one of the flat ones.
Like a snail on the back of a turtle, just getting a free lift. Yeah, the flat ones along the ground, not going up, the flat ones.
So how on earth did she lose her leg? Be careful.
Oh, so she's 57. Her name hasn't been released. She was set to board a flight in Bangkok when she tripped over her suitcase right at the last second. Her leg then got caught and dragged in a moving walkway at the hub's Terminal 2. Horrified observers tried to turn off the emergency switch, and the machine continued it tearing through the limbs, muscle, tendon and bone. Oh, my gosh. So, when you're a little kid and you're on the escalator, you're like, you need to jump off at the end, otherwise you get sucked in and you might get eaten.
Yeah.
She almost got eaten.
No.
My God.
How did she take it? Was
the photo, and if you do see the article online, she actually takes it quite well. She's sitting there missing a leg and seems quite composed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Bloody escalator got a leg.
I just... The escalators.
The escalators.
They're so angry.
It's been hungry that
What
day.
about the absolute fear, though, when you are a small child and you're going
Yeah.
down an escalator and you're getting to the bottom and you're like, Mom, overhead, and you make the leap and you make it and you're like, oh, thanks.
This is why.
God.
This is why. And you know those moments as well where it's like a genuine moment of realisation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I had one of them as soon as I read this article as well.
What do you mean?
So finally it makes sense as the people keep on telling me I can't jump on an escalator naked. And the thing about that, Jugs, is that the truth is, it might be the opposite. Like when my wife Cara met me for the first time and she looked me up and down when I was naked and said, well, you could travel on an escalator naked and be fine. And I said, what does that mean?
What do you mean?
She said, I don't know.